Stoicism is a profound and practical philosophy that has endured for over 2 millennia. Rooted in ancient Greece, it was later embraced by the Romans, influencing thinkers, statesmen, and leaders. Unlike many abstract philosophies, Stoicism provides clear, actionable advice on how to live a good life, one that is filled with purpose, virtue, and inner tranquility. In our modern world, with its endless distractions, stresses, and challenges, the teachings of Stoicism offer a much-needed framework for personal development and mental well-being. The philosophy's central tenet, that we can't control what happens to us, only how we respond, offers timeless wisdom for coping with life's unpredictability. What can we do when life throws hardships our way? What is the best way to handle criticism, failure, or even success? How do we remain calm and composed in a world of constant noise, pressure, and expectation? Stoicism helps to answer these questions by offering practical tools that are as relevant today as they were during the time of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. The aim of this essay is to not only introduce you to the core principles of Stoicism, but also to show you how you can integrate them into your everyday life. You will learn how to manage your emotions, develop a more resilient mindset, and cultivate a deeper sense of peace, even in the most difficult circumstances. In a world filled with external chaos, Stoicism teaches us to find inner order. By exploring Stoicism's key concepts, such as the dichotomy of control, the four virtues, and amor fati, you will discover how to embrace life's challenges and find strength in adversity. Additionally, we will examine how Stoic thought can complement modern psychological practices, including cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, mindfulness, and emotional intelligence. Whether you are seeking to improve your mental health, enhance your relationships, or find greater clarity in your career, Stoicism offers a path to transformation. Stoicism's core ideas are rooted in practical wisdom rather than abstract theoretical discussions. It is a philosophy designed to be lived, with every teaching aimed at improving one's character and life experiences. Understanding these fundamental concepts is essential for anyone looking to transform their life with Stoicism. At the heart of Stoicism lies the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches that the world is divided into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. Stoics assert that most of our emotional distress arises from trying to control or influence things that are fundamentally beyond our reach. So what can we control? Our own thoughts, actions, attitudes, and responses. On the other hand, external factors such as the actions of others, the past, the future, and even our physical health, to some degree, are not fully within our control. This concept, while simple, is revolutionary. Many of us spend our lives trying to control the uncontrollable, striving for validation from others, worrying about outcomes, or obsessing over the future. The Stoics teach that freedom and peace come from focusing only on what we can control, our own actions and mindset, and letting go of the rest. For example, let's consider a workplace scenario. You may have put a great deal of effort into a project, but it's met with criticism by a colleague. A non-Stoic response might involve frustration, anger, or attempts to change the colleague's opinion. But a Stoic response would be to focus on what you can control, your effort, your response to criticism, and how you can improve going forward. The colleague's opinion is outside your control and thus not worth your emotional energy. This principle can be applied to all areas of life. In relationships, we often desire to change or control the behavior of others, but Stoicism teaches us to focus on how we respond instead. In facing life's inevitable challenges, whether it's illness, aging, or loss, This mindset allows us to cultivate resilience and serenity. Central to Stoicism is the belief that virtue is the highest good. Everything else, wealth, pleasure, power, and health, is secondary or indifferent. The four cardinal virtues of Stoicism are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By practicing these virtues, Stoics believe we can live in harmony with nature and achieve a flourishing life, or eudaimonia. 1. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is truly important and what is not. It involves clear judgment, self-awareness, and the pursuit of knowledge. Wisdom allows us to make sound decisions, even in complex and emotionally charged situations. A wise person understands the dichotomy of control and knows how to focus on what truly matters. 2. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Stoics emphasize the importance of facing challenges head-on, whether they are physical dangers, social pressures, or internal struggles. Courage involves being willing to suffer discomfort, failure, or even harm in the pursuit of virtue. For the Stoic, courage means standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. 3. Justice. Justice, for the Stoics, is the practice of fairness and ethical behavior. It extends beyond legal definitions and involves treating others with respect, kindness, and integrity. Stoics believe that living in accordance with justice is essential for personal fulfillment and the well-being of society. In a modern context, practicing justice could mean standing up against inequality, helping those in need, or simply treating others with empathy and respect. 4. Temperance. Temperance, or moderation, is the practice of self-control and balance. It involves mastering one's desires and impulses, whether related to physical pleasures, emotions, or ambitions. Temperance is key to living a balanced and harmonious life. In a world driven by consumerism and excess, Stoicism teaches us to practice restraint, focusing on what truly brings meaning and fulfillment rather than fleeting pleasures. Each of these virtues provides a framework for how to approach life's challenges and opportunities. By cultivating wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can develop a strong character capable of weathering any storm. One of the most profound and liberating concepts in Stoicism is amor fati, which means love of fate. This principle teaches that we should not only accept whatever happens in life, but embrace it as necessary and good. Stoicism argues that everything happens for a reason, and even adversity can provide valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. To love your fate is to adopt an attitude of radical acceptance. It means viewing every event, whether positive or negative, as part of the grand scheme of your life and the universe. Rather than resisting what happens or lamenting what you cannot change, Stoicism encourages us to lean into our circumstances with gratitude. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea beautifully in Meditations when he wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." This metaphor illustrates the Stoic mindset. No matter what life throws at you, you can use it to fuel your inner fire and grow stronger. Consider a difficult situation, such as losing a job or facing a health crisis. A Stoic response would be to see this as an opportunity for personal growth. Perhaps the loss of a job presents a chance to pursue a more fulfilling career. Maybe a health challenge prompts you to prioritize your well-being and cultivate a deeper appreciation for life. The practice of amor fati is deeply empowering because it removes the burden of wishing life were different. Instead of resisting or resenting what happens, you embrace it, trusting that it is part of the larger unfolding of your destiny. Stoicism also introduces the concept of indifference, which is often misunderstood. The The Stoics categorize external things, such as wealth, health, fame, and even life itself, as indifferent. This doesn't mean that Stoics don't care about these things. Rather, they recognize that these things are neither inherently good nor bad. What matters most, according to Stoic philosophy, is how we handle these external circumstances. A Stoic might strive for health or success, but recognizes that their worth as a person is not defined by these achievements. Whether rich or poor, healthy or sick, the Stoic focuses on maintaining inner virtue. This attitude of indifference allows Stoics to navigate life's ups and downs with equanimity. Whether you are praised or criticized, whether you succeed or fail, Stoicism teaches that your internal character, how you react and what you learn, matters more than the outcome itself. In a world obsessed with external validation, social media likes and material success, Stoic indifference offers a refreshing reminder to focus on what truly matters: inner peace and virtue. Stoicism has been shaped and refined by several key philosophers over the centuries, each contributing distinct insights that have helped Stoicism evolve into the influential philosophy it is today. Understanding the contributions of these philosophers is essential to gaining a deeper appreciation for Stoic teachings. Zeno of Citium, born around 334 BCE, is credited with founding Stoicism after a shipwreck led him to the study of philosophy in Athens. Following his financial ruin, Zeno sought answers to life's bigger questions, studying under the Cynics before developing his own philosophical system. It was in the Stoa Poikile, a public colonnade in Athens, that he began teaching his ideas, which eventually became known as Stoicism. Zeno's teachings emphasized living in accordance with nature and reason. For Zeno, the universe was rational and orderly, and humans, as part of nature, should strive to live in harmony with it. By cultivating virtue and using reason to guide our actions, we can align ourselves with this natural order. One of Zeno's key contributions was the development of the Stoic concept of logos, the idea that the universe operates according to a rational, divine principle. By understanding and aligning ourselves with logos, we can live a life of virtue and inner tranquility. Zeno's Stoicism laid the foundation for subsequent Stoic thinkers, who would expand and refine his ideas in the centuries to come. Cleanthes, a student of Zeno, succeeded him as the second head of the Stoic school. Cleanthes is perhaps best known for his deep commitment to Stoicism, both as a student and as a practitioner. His life exemplified the Stoic ideals of self-discipline, hard work, and philosophical rigor. Cleanthes wrote several important texts, including a hymn to Zeus, which celebrated the Stoic idea of the divine rationality that governs the universe. Cleanthes' writings reinforced the Stoic belief in living harmoniously with nature and accepting fate with grace. One of Cleanthes' major contributions to Stoicism was his emphasis on the concept of fate and providence. He believed that everything happens according to divine will, and that accepting fate is key to living a peaceful life. His ideas would later influence the development of amor fati, as seen in the works of Marcus Aurelius. Epictetus, born around 55 CE in Phrygia, modern-day Turkey, is perhaps the most practical of the Stoic philosophers. Born into slavery, Epictetus gained his freedom and became a prominent Stoic teacher. His teachings, recorded by his student Arrian in the Discourses and the Enchiridion, are focused on how to live virtuously in everyday life. Epictetus emphasized that while we cannot control external events, we can control our own minds and reactions. This idea is at the heart of his teachings. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus also developed the concept of Stoic role ethics, the idea that everyone has certain roles to play in life, as a parent, a friend, a citizen, etc., and that fulfilling these roles virtuously is essential to living a good life. By accepting and embracing these roles, we can contribute to society and lead a meaningful life. Epictetus's approach to Stoicism was deeply democratic, in the sense that he believed Stoicism could be practiced by anyone, regardless of social standing. His teachings are filled with practical advice for dealing with everyday struggles, making Stoicism accessible to people of all walks of life. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, born in 4 BCE in Córdoba, modern-day Spain, was a Roman statesman, dramatist, and one of the most influential Stoic philosophers of his time. Seneca's writings, including Letters from a Stoic and On the Shortness of Life, offer rich reflections on how to live wisely and virtuously in the face of personal and political challenges. Seneca lived through turbulent times, serving as an advisor to the Emperor Nero and ultimately facing forced suicide at Nero's command. Despite the contradictions in his life, his immense wealth and his close association with an autocratic ruler, Seneca remained a committed Stoic, advocating for simplicity, self-discipline, and the cultivation of virtue. One of Seneca's key contributions to Stoicism was his exploration of the concept of time. In On the Shortness of Life, Seneca reminds us that life is brief and urges us to make the most of it by focusing on what truly matters. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it, he writes, emphasizing the importance of using time wisely. Seneca also reflected deeply on the inevitability of death, encouraging his readers to accept it as a natural part of life rather than something to be feared. His thoughts on death, suffering, and resilience continue to resonate with readers today, offering guidance on how to approach life's inevitable challenges. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, is perhaps the most famous Stoic philosopher, thanks to his work Meditations. This collection of personal writings provides a window into the mind of a ruler who sought to live by Stoic principles, even in the face of immense political, military, and personal challenges. Written as a private journal, Meditations reveals Marcus Aurelius's struggles to remain virtuous and composed amidst the pressures of ruling an empire. He reflects on topics such as the fleeting nature of life, the importance of self-discipline, and the need to cultivate compassion and justice. One of Marcus Aurelius's most famous quotes is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This encapsulates the Stoic belief that our inner state, not external circumstances, determines our happiness. Throughout Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminds himself to stay grounded, to practice humility, and to remember that life is short. His reflections on mortality and the transient nature of fame, power, and material wealth are timeless, offering guidance on how to live with purpose and perspective. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, Stoicism offers a powerful framework for managing stress, cultivating emotional resilience, and living a life of purpose. Its teachings, while ancient, are deeply relevant to modern challenges, from managing the pressures of work and social media to navigating personal relationships and mental health. One of the key reasons Stoicism remains relevant is its emphasis on emotional resilience. In an age of constant distractions and uncertainties, whether it's the relentless demands of modern work culture, the ever-present influence of social media, or global crises, Stoicism provides tools to maintain inner calm and focus. By teaching us to differentiate between what is within our control and what is not, Stoicism helps us manage our emotional responses more effectively. When we recognize that many of the stresses we encounter are outside our control, we can focus on managing our reactions rather than trying to change the external world. For example, social media often exacerbates feelings of anxiety, inadequacy, or anger. By comparing ourselves to others or seeking external validation through likes and comments, we can easily fall into a cycle of dissatisfaction. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, thoughts, and values, rather than seeking approval from others. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can engage with social media more mindfully and avoid being consumed by the pursuit of external validation. In the workplace, Stoicism helps individuals navigate the stresses of performance, deadlines, and office politics. Rather than becoming overly invested in outcomes, a Stoic approach focuses on doing your best, while accepting that the final result may be beyond your control. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also fosters greater resilience in the face of setbacks or failure. Stoicism is a philosophy that demands action. It is not enough to simply understand Stoic principles. To transform your life with Stoicism, you must put these principles into practice. Fortunately, Stoicism offers a variety of exercises and techniques that can be incorporated into your daily routine to help you cultivate greater wisdom, resilience, and peace of mind. Here are some practical ways to apply Stoic teachings in your everyday life. One of the simplest and most effective Stoic practices is to start each day by listing out what is within your control and what is not. By clearly identifying the things you can influence and letting go of those you cannot, you set yourself up for a more peaceful and productive day. For example, if you have a presentation at work, focus on what you can control: your preparation, your mindset, and your delivery. Let go of what you cannot control, such as the reactions of your audience or unforeseen technical issues. This exercise trains your mind to stay focused on what matters and to avoid wasting energy on things beyond your influence. Negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, is a Stoic exercise that involves imagining worst-case scenarios. While this might seem counterintuitive, the practice actually helps reduce anxiety and build resilience. By contemplating the possibility of failure, loss, or hardship, you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for these outcomes, making them less overwhelming if they occur. For instance, if you are preparing for a job interview, take a few moments to visualize the interview not going well. Imagine the worst-case scenario. Perhaps the interviewer is unimpressed, or you stumble over a question. By facing these possibilities head-on, you reduce the fear surrounding them. If the worst does happen, you will be better equipped to handle it calmly. If it doesn't, you will appreciate the positive outcome even more. Negative visualization also helps cultivate gratitude. When we consider what we could lose, whether it's our health, our loved ones, or our material possessions, we come to appreciate what we have more deeply. Another powerful Stoic practice is morning meditation. Each morning, take a few minutes to reflect on the day ahead and the Stoic principles you want to embody. Consider what challenges you might face and how you will maintain virtue, composure, and focus in the face of them. Marcus Aurelius frequently used this technique, reminding himself to stay grounded, humble, and virtuous throughout his day. In Meditations, he wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." By starting your day with intentional reflection, you set a positive, mindful tone that can help you stay centered and composed, no matter what challenges arise. Following the example of Marcus Aurelius, consider keeping a daily journal where you reflect on your thoughts, actions, and challenges. Use your journal as a space to explore areas where you can improve and to practice gratitude for what is going well. Journaling is a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal growth. It allows you to track your progress in cultivating the Stoic virtues and helps you identify patterns of behavior that may be holding you back. Over time, journaling can help you build greater self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and resilience. In addition to morning meditation, the Stoics also encouraged evening reflection. At the end of each day, take time to review how you responded to the events of the day. Did you act in accordance with your values? Did you let emotions such as anger or fear control you? Were you able to focus on what was within your control? This evening reflection helps you evaluate your progress in practicing Stoicism and provides an opportunity for course correction. By reviewing your actions and attitudes with honesty and self-compassion, you can continue to grow in virtue and resilience. The Stoics often practiced a mental exercise known as the view from above, which involves imagining yourself from a distance, seeing your life in the context of the broader world. This exercise helps put your problems into perspective, reminding you that you are just one small part of a vast universe. When faced with a difficult situation, take a moment to visualize yourself from above, looking down on your life from a high vantage point. See the people around you, the city you live in, the planet, and the stars. This perspective helps you realize that many of the things you worry about are not as significant as they may seem. It also encourages a sense of humility and interconnectedness with the rest of humanity. By regularly practicing the view from above, you can develop a more expansive mindset that allows you to approach life's challenges with greater equanimity. Amor fati is one of the most transformative Stoic practices. It teaches us to embrace whatever happens in life, not with resignation, but with love and acceptance. This doesn't mean that we passively accept injustice or avoid taking action to improve our circumstances. Rather, it means that we stop resisting reality and learn to see every event as an opportunity for growth. When you practice amor fati, you stop wishing that things were different and start working with what is. You embrace both the good and the bad as part of the grand tapestry of life, trusting that everything has a role to play in your personal development. If you face a setback, instead of lamenting your misfortune, ask yourself, how can this serve me? What lesson can I learn from this? By adopting this mindset, you transform challenges into opportunities and cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and purpose. The mental health benefits of Stoicism are profound and far-reaching. By focusing on what we can control, cultivating virtues, and practicing mindful acceptance, Stoicism provides a powerful framework for managing stress, anxiety, and emotional distress. In fact, many of the principles found in modern cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and mindfulness practices have roots in Stoic philosophy. One of the most common causes of anxiety is the feeling of being out of control. We often worry about future events, the actions of others, or the possibility of failure. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what is within our control, our own actions, thoughts, and reactions. By letting go of the need to control external circumstances, we can reduce much of the anxiety that stems from uncertainty. For example, if you are anxious about an upcoming event, such as a job interview or public speaking engagement, a Stoic approach would involve preparing as best as you can, which is within your control, while accepting that the outcome may be uncertain, which is outside your control. This shift in focus helps alleviate anxiety by reminding us that our worth is not defined by the outcome, but by the effort and integrity we bring to the situation. Stoicism teaches us to regulate our emotions by recognizing that external events are neutral. It is our judgments about them that create emotional reactions. By reframing our thinking and challenging irrational beliefs, we can develop greater emotional resilience in the face of adversity. For example, if you receive negative feedback at work, instead of reacting with defensiveness or frustration, a Stoic would view the feedback as an opportunity for growth. Rather than taking it personally, you can choose to see it as valuable information that can help you improve. This mindset helps you remain calm and composed, even in situations that might otherwise provoke strong emotions. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of gratitude and contentment. By practicing negative visualization and regularly reflecting on what we have, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for life's blessings. This practice reduces feelings of dissatisfaction or envy, helping us find contentment in the present moment. In a consumer-driven society that often encourages comparison and the pursuit of material success, Stoicism reminds us that true happiness comes from within. By focusing on our inner character and virtues, rather than external achievements or possessions, we can experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. Modern psychology has embraced many principles found in Stoicism, particularly through cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT is one of the most effective forms of psychotherapy and shares Stoicism's focus on challenging irrational beliefs and reframing negative thoughts. Both Stoicism and CBT emphasize the idea that our thoughts influence our emotions and behaviors. By becoming aware of our thought patterns and learning to challenge distorted thinking, we can improve our emotional well-being. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious or overwhelmed, both Stoicism and CBT would encourage you to examine your underlying beliefs and replace irrational thoughts with more rational, constructive ones. The overlap between Stoicism and CBT highlights how Stoic practices can be integrated into modern mental health strategies, providing a holistic approach to managing anxiety, stress, and depression. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it is a philosophy to be lived. By embracing its core principles and practices, you can transform your life in profound ways. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, cultivate virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and embrace whatever fate brings our way with grace and resilience. As you begin to apply Stoic principles to your daily life, you will likely notice a shift in your perspective. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming will become opportunities for growth, and moments of hardship will lose their sting as you learn to accept them with equanimity. Stoicism provides a roadmap for navigating life's inevitable ups and downs with clarity, composure, and purpose. By practicing the Stoic exercises outlined in this essay, such as the dichotomy of control, negative visualization, and amor fati, you can build emotional resilience, improve your relationships, and cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace. Whether you are dealing with personal stress, professional difficulties, or existential uncertainty, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom that can help you lead a more meaningful and fulfilled life. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, Stoicism reminds us that the key to happiness lies within. By focusing on our inner state rather than external circumstances, we can develop the strength and serenity needed to face life's challenges with grace. Ultimately, Stoicism is not just about surviving adversity, it is about thriving in the face of it. It teaches us that we are capable of far more than we realize, and that by cultivating our virtues and accepting life's uncertainties, we can lead a life of purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. So as you move forward on your Stoic journey, remember, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find the strength to transform your life.